Hello everybody, and thank you for stopping by. And I really want to thank all my subscribers. I really do appreciate that if you're subscribed to me. I really do. May God bless you. And today I want to talk about something because I see this a lot in other videos, especially in the comment section, where people are just constantly, I've tried to tell so-and-so, they need to stop, they need to store, and they won't listen, and they're this and they're that. And I say to myself, I don't think that's a good idea, because people in life generally will do accordingly to what they believe. And if they're not stocking and they're not storing, they're probably not going to start because they don't think anything is going to happen to begin with. And you're just letting them know that you've got plenty, and they will keep that in their head, and they're going to remember that. And when hard times hit, your door is going to be the first one they knock on, because they're going to know you have it. And, the problem is sometimes people just don't want to make the necessary changes in life that we need to make. It is foolish to think that we're going to go through life and never hit a hard time. It's going to happen. It happens to all of us. It even happens to the rich and famous. And so just being prepared for everyday life is an important thing to do. And so we need to prepare and prep, but a lot of us, we've lived longer, we've been through a lot more, and so we're a little bit wiser maybe than other people are. And we always want to pass that wisdom on because we can see that they're heading for a train wreck and they just don't realize it. But they're going to hit the train, don't worry, it's going to happen to them because they have no interest in changing. They have an interest in just living the life they are, and they want you to shut up and just leave them alone. And I think maybe we should oblige them. Just leave them be. Let the train hit. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Because being a prepper is not a lifestyle that you come into just out of fear. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of people have done today. They're doing this out of fear, and they have no first-hand experience at anything. They're just, going on, they're watching a lot of YouTube videos on it, and all of a sudden they think they have to stockpile enough food to get them through the next 25 years, and enough water, too, to do them as long. And I just don't see how that's a possibility. So, I don't really consider those people to be preppers. I just think they're doing it out of fear, and maybe they're bored, and they think they've got onto some new idea, and this is something they can do, and they can run around and tell everybody else, oh, you better be doing this. No, prepping is a lifestyle. It's something that our great-grandparents did, our grandparents did. They didn't call it prepping. My grandmother was a prepper, but she never said she was a prepper. I don't think she even knew what a prepper was. I never knew what a prepper was until I started watching YouTube videos on prepping, and I said to myself, well, this is what I've been doing all my life. I've always done what these people are talking about doing. I don't understand what the big deal is. And you had people out there, talking about, I've seen some of them, they're storing cereals and gravies in jars, and I'm thinking, that's not something you store. That's a good ant collar and a roach collar and, all kinds of other things, and it goes stale and it goes bad, but I don't consider that something you want to store anyhow. If your greatest fear is you're not going to have cereal to feed your kids, I guess that's a serious problem. But I just didn't see the reason for all the fear when, if you're prepared, you're not afraid. If you're a prepper, you're not afraid. It's something you've been doing all your life. And so those who, have jumped onto it for now, if nothing does happen, they will go back to the same thing that they used to do and be angry at all the YouTubers who made all those videos about prepping. Now, I personally do believe there's going to be a very serious food shortage. I do. But if I'm wrong, people that are out there are going to say, well, you see, she was wrong. Nothing happened. It's not true. But I may believe that, but I have been a prepper all my life because I know that even though there might be a depression in my house, while the world around me, the economy may be booming. My neighbors may be eating out at 5-star restaurants every day. The economy could be doing great. but my house is in a depression. Because life can cause that to happen. Losses of jobs, a sickness, an illness, a car accident, even a car breaking down and you have no way to get back and forth to work. And you're trying to hitch rides from other people, take a bus, whatever, and you don't even have the money to fix the car. All kinds of things can happen. You know, your kids can catch some sort of a flu for a week and you've lost work. And for some people, that's actually a devastating situation. And so I've been a prepper not because I was worried about what's going to happen around the world, but what could happen within my own household. Because I've lost 2 jobs because companies have shut down. In my life I have. I've been laid off for weeks at a time because the factory was slow. And they would just lay us off for a couple of weeks. Well, guess what? By the time, you know, you got your unemployment settled, you were back at work and you were 2 weeks with no money and you get behind. And it just makes it harder to catch up. So I knew that life within itself. And I was never a rich person. I mean, money was always something that was difficult for me. And I, at a very young age, ran across a woman who had lived through what I was going through and passed that information down to me. Now, if I had not have listened to her and not been willing to do what she said and make the necessary changes in my life, I would not have been as enriched in my life as I am today. But it took a lot of hard, necessary changes in my life for me to be able to have a better and more enriched life. It took guts. It took hard work. And she showed me. She taught me. She taught me how to save pennies and how to start with saving pennies and then eventually quarters, dimes, and nickels. She taught me how to shop. She taught me how to save food. She taught me how I could can. She taught me so many things. I mean, I sat and watched my grandmother, but I was a kid. I didn't pay a lot of attention when she canned. I saw her can, but I had no clue exactly what she was doing or how long she was, you know, canning tomatoes for how long. I didn't know any of that. I didn't even know later that there was such a thing as a ball book. She taught me that. She got me my first ball book. So, but I had to be willing to make the necessary changes. And I did. But there's a lot of people out there who are not going to want to. And so what you have to do is you have to just kind of still yourself and wait and see if somebody on their own will come to you because they see what you are doing is important to them. It's something they would like to do. They say they would feel that it would enrich their life and help them. The woman who taught me, that's exactly how she was. She never went looking for anybody to teach them anything. They always found her. And I was one of them who found her. And I kind of clung to her because I saw the difference in her. I saw her closets and pantries filled with food. And I thought to myself, if I only had that, that sure would solve a lot of my problems in my life. You know, because I was so broke half the time I couldn't even afford groceries. And so there was a hunger in me to learn. Okay? And I had to be able to accept some of the criticisms because she would say, well, you know, it's your fault you're in this situation. And she said some really hard things to me that hurt my feelings. But she was right. And so when we try to push other people, it's not going to work. Because they're not willing, nor are they going to make the necessary changes in life so that they're not in the situation or to protect themselves from a future problem that may come. Because prepping is a lifestyle. It's not something that you do just because you're afraid that there's going to be some huge food shortages. You know, you do it every day. It's just something you do. It's something you do to enrich your home, to make a better home for your family, for your kids, and have an easier life because you don't worry, you're taken care of. Kind of like the Proverbs 31 woman, you know. Get up early, do things, make sure your family's fed, taken care of, that sort of thing. And so it's up to us to do the changes within ourselves and let everybody else kind of worry about their own selves. I'm not saying that if somebody comes to you and they really want to learn what you're doing, That's fine. Teach them. Great. It's for them. Pass it along. But we kind of have to back away because we put ourselves in a really bad situation, because if you're prepping, even if it's because you think that we are going to have serious food shortages, I think that the food shortage problem is going to be this. It's going to be so expensive you can't afford to buy it. You're going to see it on the shelf, but you won't be able to buy it. It's going to cost you too much. You're going to have to cut and make some serious changes, and you will be telling yourself more and more, well, we can't buy that. We can't buy that. I mean, a lot of people today feed their children cereal. When cereal gets to the price that they can't afford it, what are they going to feed their kids? Because most of them are living off of cereal for breakfast. And so that's the kind of thing I think is going to happen. That's the kind of thing. That when we walk into the store, there's things already that I no longer buy anymore because it just costs too much money. And a pot roast is one of them. I have not bought a pot roast since 2000 and something. I think 2008, right after the recession. And went so sky high, I couldn't afford it. And I still haven't had one since because I can't afford it. So that's the kind of food shortages that I think we're going to come to. We are going to be making serious decisions on whether we're going to be able to buy the gallon of milk or the dozen of eggs. That's the kind of thing I think it's coming to. You will find it, but you won't be able to buy it because you won't be able to afford to buy everything that your family needs as substance to eat. And you're not going to be able to afford those 99-cent McDoubles anymore because not even those are 99 cents anymore. Neither is a sausage and biscuit that used to be 99 cents. It's no longer that. And it is going to keep going up. And that's what I think is going to happen. I could be wrong. It doesn't matter what happens. I want to be prepared for what is coming. And if you begin to preach at others and tell them, well, you better get straightened out, they're not going to listen to you, but they're definitely going to remember what you told them. And when there is a difficult situation, your door is going to be the first door they knock on because they're hungry and they know you got food. And then you may turn them away, you may let them in, and then you're going to be feeding people you weren't expecting to feed. And if you turn them away, you've just made an enemy who may decide if their family gets hungry enough, they're going to come back and take what you've got. You can mention to people that you think things are going to get difficult and you think things are going to get hard. And if they kind of, look at you like a deer in headlights, let it go. But if they say something like, well, yeah, I store some extra meat sometimes. When they're on sale, I buy me 2 pounds extra to do me till next payday or something, or just to have them on hand. Let it go. Wait and see. Don't be so willing to give out all this information about you and what you're doing. Okay? Because if you're really doing it because you think there's going to be some really serious problems, then, like I said, they're going to be coming to your door first. And prepping is a way of life. It comes with wisdom and knowledge, just like everything all of us older people learn. Comes with wisdom, comes with knowledge, and there's a lot of people who don't want our wisdom and knowledge. They want no part of it. And so we share it with each other and those who do. And that's what I'm hoping to do here. Grab a few people along the way who want to share, who want to learn, who want to share what they know. And so, as I say, we can only change ourselves. That's all we can do, is make the necessary changes to ourselves because we can't change other people. We can make a difference. We can make a difference in this world. But we cannot change other people who do not want to change. So, God bless you, and may you have a very blessed day.